Hello, I've got another story today. This one's called The Teenager Who Came to Tea. Now, I've got a nearly one of those. Let's see if it's going to be like him. Let's see. Okay. Sophie and her daddy were making tea. It's nice, isn't it, in their tasteful side return kitchen, when all of a sudden the doorbell rang. Ding dong. Daddy asked Sophie, "Who on earth do you think that could be? There's no way it's the milkman, because he hasn't delivered since 1983. And it can't be the Ocado van, because they came this morning. And it can't be Mummy, because she's the main breadwinner and is a kick-ass corporate lawyer in the city. Let's see who it can be." Sophie looked outside and saw her big, scruffy teenage brother just back from college. "All right, Squirt," he said, ruffling her hair. And Daddy asked, "How was your day?" But the teenager pushed past him, saying, "You know, I was starving, okay?" In the kitchen, Sophie's daddy said, "Would you like some of the rustic olive focaccia bread I just baked?" But the teenager was already rifling through the cupboard and said, "No, I'm having barbecue Pringles, all right." But he didn't eat just one handful of Pringles. No, look what he did. Can you guess? He took a selfie of himself pouring a whole tube of them into his mouth before sending it to his best mate along with the letters LOL, which is not lots of love. His stomach was still growling. So Sophie's daddy offered him a bowl of quinoa, rocket and heritage tomato salad. But the teenager ignored him, not surprised. He was too busy crying with laughter, watching an epic fail of a kitten falling off a curtain. It's fair enough, they're usually quite funny. Sophie's daddy said, "Would you like a glass of organic, lactose-free soya milk?" Oh, for crying out loud. But the teenager had already helped himself to a bottle of Diet Coke. Mind you, that's not much better. And went into the garden and jammed 10 Mentos into it before filming it bouncing over the neighbour's roof and posting the footage on Vine. Well, it's not very imaginative, is it? It's not exactly a new thing to do, stick Mentos in Coke. He then came back into the kitchen to see what else he could find. Before Sophie and Daddy had a chance to stop him, he'd poured Daddy's 3-day bone broth stuck reduction away. Oh. Well, because I thought it was washing up in the smell around. So I nearly said something else then. Sophie then watched as he tore a packet of noodles open with his teeth and ate them straight from the pan before gobbling up a whole bar of Nutella with a spoon. Now it's going to be horrible. Could understand leaving the other thing and throwing it, but that's horrible. And sneaking 4 bottles of Daddy's Icelandic glacier-filtered craft lager out of the fridge and into his bag. Oops. Don't suppose Daddy was too pleased about that. He then said, "I'll go for a shower, where's my the cash?" Didn't answer that in the story, so I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if he got the cash. 2 hours later, he came back downstairs and said, "Later I'm revising a Tim's." "Didn't you say it was football practice with Dave?" Daddy asked. And the teenager rolled his eyes. Twice. "Yeah, that's just what I just said." Sophie's daddy said, I don't know what to do. I've got nothing for Mummy's supper. My oxtail ragu simply won't work without that stock. Oh, tough. Mind you, made quite a mess. Look. Quite a mess of a kitchen, really. A few Pringles and Nutella or whatever he had. And he's used up all the hot water, so you can't have a bath. And that's quite a mess in that bath. There's something down that toilet, but I don't know what it is. Just then, Sophie's mummy came home. She said, "Bastard trains." She did. Look, it said so. Bastard trains. I'm knackered. What's for dinner? Ooh. So Sophie and Daddy explained what had happened about how the teenager had ruined Daddy's ragu and pilfered all his booze. Why don't they just... They could clearly afford to go out. Go out, get a takeaway, get something. And here we go, see? Pretty obvious, really. And Sophie's mummy said, "I know, let's go to Nando's instead." Well, some people like it. So they went out into the night and all the takeaway signs were glowing and all the cars were thumping out bass. That must have been quite annoying. As they walked down the road. And they had a lovely supper of churrasco thigh burgers, halloumi cheese and peri-peri chips. The next day, Sophie and her daddy went to Waitrose and they bought a very big bag of frozen chips. Well, they should have had chips there in the first place, shouldn't they? Idiots. And they bought a very big bag of frozen chips in case the teenager should ever come to tea again. But he never did. Or at least not until about an hour later when he texted his daddy to tell him, "Lost me bus pass, can I have a lift home?" There. Is that anything like your teenager? Good luck. See you another time. Bye-bye.